All right, welcome to Friday Night Football. Sorry this was an hour late, but we're here for more Axis football. It is day 4 of the preseason, well, week 1 of the preseason. And KE says, I'm literally a teenager and my grandfather said I can't play TSB anymore because he saw in the news Malaysia government is banning electronic under 16. That's stupid. That's like scorched earth tactics. How does a government just outright ban people from having electronics under 16? That sounds like Australia. Let me look that up. Well, actually, first I got to get started with today's first game of the UAFL. And then I'll find it. Okay, what's the first game of the day? I think the first game of the day is Houston versus Detroit. It says Malaysia has a lot of school bullying. He says, and the government say it comes from game violence. Well, they're wrong. School bullying has nothing to do with game violence. Okay, so the stadium is Detroit. Let me go over to Detroit, Michigan on my Apple Maps to see what the weather is there. $60 there. It's actually warmer in Detroit than it is in where I live. All right, that's the settings. Oh, and does your country have a bidet in your toilet? Because we do have it. It depends on the toilet. Not all toilets have it. Most of them don't because most people don't really use them. All right, first game of the day is the Houston Bombers versus Ziggy's Detroit Firebirds. I'm guessing that's if Ziggy was to watch the sport. I doubt he would, though. Goopy said he would. And oh my, they immediately get the first down in the first play of the game. Now back to the topic of Malaysia. Let me look that up because I did say I was going to look this up. Government proposes banning smartphones for under 16 to tackle school violence. Are they freaking dumb? You're gonna blame phones on school violence? And how are they going to enforce this? And they're blaming social media. Maybe just block social media instead of just outright banning the phones. I mean, I know it's a little extreme, but yeah. This, my friends, is why I live in America. Because we actually have freedoms here. Because everyone's freedoms are disappearing every single year across the world. Oh, it's first down, Houston. Alright, so yeah, there's that. This preseason is definitely going to be interesting between Detroit and Houston. Alright, here is Houston on and that is a first down. For those of you who are wondering which versions of NFL teams these are, I'm pretty sure this one's obvious, though some of these teams aren't as obvious, like Oklahoma City, because technically Oklahoma City's Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but this one is quite more obvious. So you got the Houston Texans on the Houston side, and then Detroit is the Detroit Lions, just with a different color, because they decided to change their color from the blue that they had in 2017 to orange. Anyways, be right back. I'm gonna eat breakfast. So yeah, the whole thing about them banning the phones is, it's not been confirmed. It's a proposement. It's a proposal. I think what it would happen more likely is just a social media ban, just like Australia's doing this year in December. That's coming up in 2 months. VLS Boy says, yo, whoever gifted me a membership, thanks. You're welcome. I get 10 because I do, every month I get 10 random users to gift for Huge Plus, which I don't get to pick them. It picks for me. So the Houston Bombers lead 3-0 right now. Now, for those of you who are wondering what happened with Baltimore, especially if my brother's still watching this, we ended up losing yesterday to the Louisiana Gators. Sucks, I know. I hate it. I hate freaking losing to Louisiana because they used to be so bad. But to be honest with you, I think Louisiana got a lot better at football than they did back in. Oh, there's a fumble. What is Detroit doing? No one went after the ball after the fumble from Detroit. Goopy says free schlep. Yeah. I cannot believe Detroit just fumbled the ball like that. Look, I actually want Detroit to win this game because especially after the Houston Texans. Then again, in the regular season, the Baltimore Paladins are playing against Detroit. But I don't care. That's a game that would probably be a good game. Goopy says, shut the frick up now. What team? Yeah, we lost to the stupid Louisiana Gators. How did he not intercept that? It was directly in his hands. That's okay. It's a drop pass. It's 4th down. And, you know, this is... Meet Houston, a team that relies on field goals to win games. Well, actually, it's still too soon to tell. But Houston has not been very good this season so far. Or at least that I've seen them play. POS Boy says, also, I think this is the first stream I'm in with the new profile picture. Alright, here comes Detroit's Hamilton. There's a flag against Curtis Fisher for face mask. That's going to be 15 yards. And Hamilton gets the first down. Now, I don't know how well this whole... Because I don't know how the social media ban's going to work. Because last time another country tried to do so, they actually protested so hard that they ended up making the prime minister of that country resign. Gen Z is more powerful than you think they are. Well, that's because that country wanted to ban it from everyone, including the adult population. What countries/states are we in? I'm in Alabama. I'm in Maryland. And what would be the closest access football team to Alabama? Let me look that up. I'm thinking it might be the Louisiana Gators. That might be Alabama might be the Louisiana territory. Actually, no. You might be in in the Atlanta Razorbacks territory. I thought Alabama was closer to Louisiana. Actually, it really depends on where in Alabama you're from. If you're from the South, then you're probably closer to... Actually, no, it'd still be Atlanta. But if you're from the north, it would be the Tennessee Bloodhounds, and that is one of the worst teams I've ever seen. Touchdown Detroit, by the way. I didn't even pay attention. The Firebirds now have the lead over the Houston Bombers. VLS Boy says for college football as well. That would be the Alabama Crimson Tide if you're from Alabama. A lot of people like to route for them as a bandwagon team, but they're not as good as they used to be. Well, back in the early 2020s, which was like 4 years ago. Almost 5 years ago. VLS Boy says, where I'm from, it's the New Orleans Saints for the NFL, so that would be Louisiana Gators territory then. I'm surprised that it's probably the you probably must be from the western part of that state then. Because Alabama is close to Georgia. Or they border Georgia. Yeah, your team. If you are a Louisiana Gators fan, y'all beat me yesterday. My team lost because my stupid quarterback sucks. John Matthews is the worst quarterback I've ever seen play for the Baltimore Paladins out of the several years that I've been simulating these Axis games. He's that idiot threw 3 interceptions and he made the game losing play by throwing an interception. This guy's a joke. Hopefully we don't lose next week because our second preseason week is going to be against the Philadelphia Express, which is basically the Philadelphia Eagles. So I honestly don't know what happened that time, so I'm pretty sure on the 18th of November, Auburn is playing against the Crimson Tide. That'd be an interesting matchup. I don't know if Auburn is as good as they used to be. I don't think they are, but I haven't looked into the what is Auburn's record right now? I know my team is the Maryland Terrapins. I don't think we're making the playoff. Or I don't think we're going to be making the playoffs, though. Go. We don't even play this week. Why do we not play until week 10? What week is it now? It's week 8 right now, but we don't play until week 10 for some reason. That's dumb. Oh no, that's because it says top 25. Hold on. Okay, we do play this week. We play UCLA. We're 4-2. 2 losses is pretty much bad because now we're literally probably not going to the playoffs. Oh, the schedule says it's November 29th. Probably maybe week 13. Is Alabama still ranked? I'm pretty sure they are. Why don't I just look up Alabama and just see what their schedule is. Oh, they play at week 14. That's the last week of the season. Auburn's not even ranked, and they're not even good either. They're 3-3. They used to be good, though. They managed to defeat Alabama before. Off of a missed field goal. That was a big game for Auburn, but they didn't win the championship, sadly. I just realized in a few minutes you're going to be one day ahead of me. Yeah. Also at that same time, I think the GA Cup final will start, as well as the third place game. The third place game was supposed to start today, but I accidentally set the wrong matchup. Because I accidentally put Rocket Racing as inside the third place match, but Rocket Racing is in the final. So... He says, well, only by 1 hour. You must be from Yeah, you're from Central Time. Here's a... Oh, how did he not make that catch? Come on, Detroit. You gotta do better than that, man. I want to see the Firebirds beat Houston. Well, Houston's kind of sucks, though. Detroit used to suck, but I don't know if they're mid or not. They're playing in the NFC East, or not the NFC East, the NFC North, though, where they also play the Axemen, the Green Bay Axemen, the Minnesota Pride. I don't know why they... Yes, I did not come up with that name. I wish they would change it, because the Minnesota Pride just sounds like a bad name for a team. And even Vikings fans agree with me, because I know someone who hates it. Actually, I think they play tonight, actually. They're going to be playing next. Minnesota's going to be playing next. He says maybe their mascot's a lion. No, it's like some panther-looking thing. They should call them the Minnesota Panthers. That would have been a lot better. You'll see the logo after this game ends as well, because yeah, they really should be called the Minnesota Panthers. I don't know why they call them the Minnesota Pride. Alright, I'm actually going to set up the GA Cup right now, but it's not going to premiere until 12 a.m. I'm going to go listen to some music. See you on October 18th, 2025 in your time. That's technically That's technically 30 minutes away. Alright, let me set up the third place match. The third place match is between Fortnite OG and Fortnite Ranked Reload. Because both of them lost in the semifinal, so they're in the third place match. Oh, Detroit's trying their best, but well, actually, Detroit's winning by 8 points right now, so. You know, can't you believe it? At the end of tomorrow, we're going to have a GA Cup champion. And then for the GA Cup final, we have Rocket Racing. Yes, somehow Rocket Racing made the GA Cup final. Don't ask me how. I don't know how either, because they had to get through Fortnite OG to do so, and they did. There seems to be a lot of Rocket Racing fans on this YouTube channel, despite the game mode only getting like 900 players around at once. But I don't think they're going to win because they're playing Minecraft. Alright, Detroit's about to score again. I hope they do, just to make this funny. And I guess they do. Detroit's gonna destroy Houston tonight. And it's 21-6. This is what Houston gets for absolutely demolishing the Ravens. This is exactly what they get. Because no one has beaten us. Although we have lost almost every game this season, Houston's the only one that has really blown us out the most. So. Well, that was mainly because most of our team is injured. Go! Part of the problem is that Houston cannot catch. Poopy says, how am I not first? The YouTube leaderboards thing is weird. It's been making it to where people like Rigman win almost every time over the past few months. That's the end of the first half. the Detroit Firebirds are winning by 15 points. I think this division's going to. I think this. I don't know how well we're going to be playing this team if we're losing to teams like Louisiana. We got to play the Detroit Firebirds this season, the regular season. Don't remember what week, but. And I don't think we're playing. And we're definitely not playing Houston, right? They're from the AFC South. I think from the AFC South this season we're playing Tennessee. VLS Boy says, what's next in the GA Cup? What's next? Again, coming up in about less than 30 minutes now is the third place match and the GA Cup final, which means whoever wins that GA Cup final automatically qualifies into the Season 1 or the Season 2 schedule, while the other 3 games, which are in the third place match and the loser of the final, will be in a play-in tourney to decide if they get to go as well. And that play-in tourney will be against Class C games that did not get promoted. And the GA Cup final this season is between Fortnite Rocket Racing. Yes, you heard that right. Rocket Racing made the GA Cup final somehow. And that's going to be versus Minecraft. Yep, this is what we call Friday Night Football, guys. Houston getting battered by the Detroit. So tonight we're playing Minecraft again. Well, really, this is the GA Cup final. They win that, they're going to be in a regular game and they will start their next season in Class C. Or higher, because we have to add new games into the schedule because we removed 11. So they could be placed higher, depending on who makes it in. He says maybe we can play that new server that it just released on Bedrock. What new server? Tonight. Are you talking about what server are you talking about? Because there's millions of servers. You may think there's only 6 or 7, but you can actually put in ports and stuff to join other ones as well. So that's why I'm asking that, because there are servers like Donut SMP. Well, I think that's a hybrid server, which means it's available on both Bedrock and Java. I don't even know how that is even possible. It's called Soul Steel. I don't see Soul Steel in the featured lobbies. Soul Steel is not on my featured server list. Because I just looked that up on my phone. I don't even know how Minecraft is still supported on an iPhone 8. Does Minecraft need an update? Well, I would have noticed, though. I would have noticed if... No, Minecraft's fully updated. Race Against Time is Soulsteel. It's an event in Minecraft, but the server doesn't exist. Is it a server? Or is it a game mode? Oh, that is caught. That's a deep pass, dude. Oh, yep, it loaded. Soulsteel's loaded. Soulsteel is the, I guess, the 10th server to ever exist. Are they? Because I know there was maybe the 10th. Maybe they're the 9th. I think they're the 9th server to ever exist. Because when these servers first released, Mineplex was one of them, but they don't exist anymore, which is sad because that was my favorite server back then. Now Soulsteel exists. I've never even heard of this server before. So what is the point of this server? Is this like Trove? This is Trove. This is basically Trove. It's where you go, it's where you enter, it's where you explore a map and enter dungeons and get better equipment as you do so. That sounds cool. I hope Soulsteel is here to stay and doesn't disappear like Mineplex. To be honest with you, what's the player count of this server right now? They won't even tell us. That's how weird this is. They'll tell us in any other server, but they won't tell us the player count for Soulsteel. Some of these servers don't deserve to exist or be featured. Like, you know what I'm talking about. The Enchanted Dragons. I mean, this is more of a single game mode, but I don't think everybody wants to hatch dragons and stuff. So the player count is literally only 255. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. And then Glaxite has only 419 players because their game mode sucks. Literally. And matchmaking is awful. Like, it's gotten so bad that they have a matchmaking system where they put you in whatever game mode they think you should play. Because that's how few players they have. Then you have the 4 servers that compete against each other the most. You got Mineville with 2,000 players. This server's always been the fourth wheel. They apparently have a Bedrock SMP, but why play a Bedrock SMP when you could just play a SMP that is both Bedrock and Java? Then you got CubeCraft, or actually let's do Lifeboat first because they have 5,000 players. CubeCraft has about a little bit less, about 300 people less than 10,000, 9,700 players. And then the Hive currently has 14,000 players, and they are still the most popular server. It used to be neck and neck between CubeCraft and the Hive. But even with the featured servers, there are still servers that are more popular. Oh wait, my iPhone 8 doesn't have Donut SMP on here, but that is one of them, by the way. Donut SMP is more popular than the Hive, on average. So even though they're not featured on Minecraft, which tells you a lot. The world is very small to encompass these players, though, so you want to hide your base, or you are going to die. Go! And that server is based off of a YouTuber called Mr. Donut or something like that. I think if Minecraft does make the schedule, we should try joining some of these random servers. Like, servers you would never would think would exist. Okay, so it is the fourth quarter. This is a close game, and it's a 14-21 between these two teams. And I have to say, both of these teams are doing a good job on defense, because I've seen, well, or I guess Detroit is. Houston's kind of mid when it comes to defense. Tonight. We're gonna throw it deep. Ooh, that could have been picked off right there, and I would have laughed if it was. Go! They can't catch. I think their offense is just bad. Houston just can't catch. Knight. The quarterback that leads Detroit to glory. And I was right. There's a 37-yard completion there. You know, I'm kind of glad Detroit's good because in another version of this Access game, they were really bad. They used to be really bad. They used to never make the playoffs. And now they are really, really good. And touchdown. No, I thought they were going to get a touchdown here. And touchdown, Detroit. A touchdown for the Detroit, Michigan Firebirds. I think that now for these teams, I think Chicago's going to be concerned watching this. Those are the Chicago Lakehawks. Because both Detroit and Chicago are big rivals with each other. And it looks like both of them are going to be... I think both of those teams are good teams now. So, then of course you got Green Bay and Minnesota as well. Green Bay already played. They ended up winning a close game against, who was it? It was someone from the AFC South. Who was the best team from the AFC South? According to Access Football. Oh yeah, the Indianapolis Gladiators. Yeah, it's ironic how the Indianapolis Gladiators are a really good team. Even though they lost, but they're still a really good team. And yet the Indianapolis Colts is apparently the best team in the AFC, which is weird. Yeah, this season's all kinds of weird. My cat has came to watch some football. Go. Why is the quarterback's name Ryan? That guy's familiar. What's Decker Ryan? Okay, never mind. Because the quarterbacks we had Sudan Hussein. He was the good quarterback, but he was in Axis 17. Axis 19, we had John Lynn. He was good. But now we have John Matthews, and he is freaking horrible. And so is the running back. So Houston did score. I can only imagine they're going to do the 4th and 14 or 4th and 12 scenario. VLS boy says he's got to go. All right, hopefully you enjoyed the Ultimate Access Football League. Please be incomplete. And there you have it, folks. Detroit gets the ball back. Why do they do that, though? Why do they put them on the 28-yard line when they try to do what they call the league's version of onside kicks? Because then they're just gonna score again. Not a single team has gotten a 4th and 12 conversion after a touchdown, which for some reason Access Football decided to ditch the onside kick system because the AI can't seem to get the ball from the other team, so it would always be in guaranteed onside failure. Now it's just a 4th and 12. Not a single team has converted it. So it's literally the same thing. Oh, they're going to knee it out? Oh, they're going to knee it out. This game's over. All right, Ziggy, congratulations, friend. You have won against the Houston Bombers in the preseason. Final score is going to be 21-28. But Detroit could have made it another score, but they don't have to. There it is. Final score. Detroit has beaten Houston. Watch it. Look at that. Okay, second game of the day. The second game in Friday Night Football is going to be Minnesota. Now y'all are about to see what I'm talking about earlier. You see this? They call them the Minnesota Pride, but their logo's a panther. Why don't you just call them the Minnesota Panthers, for frick's sakes? It's a much better name. And they're going up against Tennessee. I am not excited to see Tennessee play. I'm sorry. But we still got to play the game because that's just how the league works. We have to play. All 40 teams have to play. 36 of these teams are original teams that are built in the game. The other 4 are just custom. Okay, you are not playing in Vegas because last time I checked, Tennessee was not in Vegas. Don't think Tennessee has a stadium yet. All right, let me look up the weather in Nashville. Was it Nashville? Yeah. .67 degrees right now. It is... It's about to be 11 o'clock there. I'm going to set the forecast to clear because it's not going to be cloudy until 12 a.m. Central Time. And what about the wind speed? Oh, it's no wind. We're going to set that to no wind. All right, Tennessee versus Minnesota. Here we go. Dom is... I know somebody who likes Minnesota. That's Dom. I don't know anyone that likes Tennessee because it's hard to like Tennessee. Just because of how bad they are. Did the Tennessee Bloodhounds change their uniforms? Because I don't remember them looking like this. Let's see if Tennessee's better. I hope they are, because the Bloodhounds were the worst team in UAFL history over the last few years. Cunningham is still the QB for this team. That's not a good sign, because he has been awful for the Bloodhounds. Well, they're playing Minnesota, though. Minnesota's been a little mid. We actually do play the Tennessee Bloodhounds this season. In the regular season. So if we lose that, I don't know what to tell you. And they're once again falling apart, trying to get the first down. And I don't think he got it. No. Yeah, I was right. He didn't get it. Well, Minnesota's going to get the ball back. There's a Wenger on this team. There's a Wenger on Baltimore as well. His name is Jason Wenger. He's the kicker for the Baltimore He's the best kicker in the entire league, actually. Ironically. He kicked a 63-yard field goal, and it was good. That was probably the best highlight from yesterday for Baltimore. Is that he set a UAFL record for the longest kick ever. Kind of glad that he set that record because... Oh. Dang. Dang, they actually intercepted the football. Yeah, you know it's a good sign for a team's rebuild if if the screen starts to invert and you suddenly have possession of the ball. Where's the lineman? Or the linesman? I'm sorry, but I don't get this jersey combination. What is this jersey combination? You got bright red pants and dark red shirt. Who came up with Tennessee's uniforms? No. Tennessee's got the ugliest jerseys in the UAFL. What is that? What the frick is that? Why did you pick that? The Bloodhounds have the worst jerseys in the league. Like, you don't mix bright red, dark red, and red again. It just makes you feel like you represent the color red as, like, your soul. Like as if it was red versus... Oh my goodness, it's picked off. That is the second interception from in Tennessee. This Tennessee defense is definitely a lot better. Tennessee's quarterback's last name is so long it barely fits on his shirt. Go! Ah. My cat doesn't know personal space. So she'll just sit in my and walk around me like she's a parrot. Is there a reason you are walking around me, Kiwi? And she's doing it again. She likes to be a parrot. Why are you a parrot? What's the point of walking around my head? Now she's doing it again. Kiwi, do you just like walking around my head? And now she's doing it again. I cannot believe Tennessee's about to score first. Can you relax and stop walking around me over and over again like a dog? Oh, this guy's wide open. Why didn't he pass the ball? There was a wide open man and they didn't even pass the ball. Oh gosh, they're selling now. Hike. They're selling. Oh my days. Tennessee's offense is always questionable. Well, they're going to attempt a field goal. Hopefully they don't miss this. Well, they got it. Bloodhounds did score. What in the frick is that? Was that a error by the returner? He just dropped the ball and then picked it back up off the ground. That is a well defended. That was well defended. Well, end of the quarter. Minnesota's the one with the football now. Tennessee picked off the ball twice. In one quarter. Why is Tennessee's defense actually good? I'm not used to this. This is actually quite hilarious. Let's see if this holds up here, though. I mean, he gained 12 yards in his third down. I would only suggest that they're running the ball. Why have they got 2 men? It's fourth down. Third down again. This is now they're. You see, like Tennessee's offense is so questionable. This game hurts to watch. Both of these teams are mediocre as crap right now. Both of them would easily get destroyed by another team. What's wrong with the Minnesota Panthers. I want to call them the Minnesota Panthers, so bad. But that's not their name. They're known as the Minnesota Pride. I don't know why the Access decided that was their name, but they did. Here's Barrett. Incomplete. This is the most boring game. This is why I rather watch good teams like I want to say. I even want to say Cleveland, even though they're in one of our rivals. Okay, then there's a catch. Touchdown, Minnesota. I don't know why no one can make a catch from Tennessee. I mean, this is part of why the Bloodhounds are terrible. Oh, never mind. Here comes McDaniel. Oh, McDaniel had fun. Yeah. Cunningham has thrown a pass for 40 yards. Touchdown, Bloodhounds. Oh, McDaniel had fun. Yeah. Minnesota is just losing to the Tennessee Bloodhounds. 10-3. 8. Ooh, that was a 3rd down conversion. Oh, it's a penalty. What? That's a serious penalty. Why did Tennessee have to get called for that? Aubrey Matthews, does his brother play as the quarterback for the Baltimore Paladins? What's that? What is that noise? Why is it so loud outside? I hear somebody out the window. If I can hear something out the window, then the people on the first floor can hear every word they're saying. There's gonna be a noise complaint if that continues for too much longer. Because it is oh, that's no good. You are not Jason Wenger. Stop trying to be like him. Adam Cunningham has been playing for this team longer than he was alive, I'm pretty sure. Like, what in the world? There's a lot of injuries from the Bloodhounds. They're going to give them a first down. There's no way. And that's incomplete. I'm starting to think Minnesota is bad at football. What is this? That was a bad throw. Yeah, you take that, Cunningham. You the one who fricked up. And what? What was that? They're throwing to the defense. He's throwing the ball to the defense. Both of these teams are bad. Watch there be a flag. I don't think I've ever seen a flag on a kick. That's a really bad kick, but it still goes in anyways. And it's 7-13 now. I'm really confused. I really don't know who's going to win this game anymore. But so far, Tennessee's the favorites to win this game right now, based on how they've been performing. Oh, someone's coming back for the Bloodhounds.
Go!
That pass is broken up. Oh, a second player is coming back for Tennessee. Okay, so their injured players are coming back on the field. There was so many injuries from the Bloodhounds. I was quite concerned how they would do. Wasn't he one of the players that was injured?
Go!
That's going to be a punt. Actually, no, it won't, because it's the end of the half. Why did they go for a Hail Mary? What is the Pride doing? Like, even NFL teams make that mistake where they would do that. He failed to pick up the ball. Oh, and now there's an injured Panther on the field. I keep calling them the Minnesota Panthers, because that's what it should be called, not the Minnesota Pride.
Go!
Like, you would think that the Dallas Lawmen was a bad name, or the Buffalo Indians. Well, that's more of a controversial name, but don't think it was racist. I don't personally think the Buffalo Indians name was racist.
Tonight.
Now it's the Buffalo Grizzlies, of course. Then, of course, you had the Carolina Rebels. I don't know why they changed their name. They changed their name to the Rattlers. I thought that was going to be picked off right there, but it's fourth down. Minnesota continues to struggle on offense. Can this be the season that the Tennessee Bloodhounds is not the worst team ever? I think it could be Minnesota, actually.
Tonight.
Cunningham. Oh, ah.
Tonight.
The C in Cunningham is warped. Here comes another punt. And the wide receiver is coming back for the Panthers. I want to call them the Panthers so bad, but they're called the Pride. I wonder who came up with the Pride as a team name.
Go.
I think for short, I think you can also call the Tennessee Bloodhounds the Bloods.
Hike.
I honestly think, why would you punt that? It was 4th and 1, dude. You might as well. Oh, the Minnesota Panthers already exists.
Strike.
I mean, the Michigan Panthers exist now. Well, this is a youth football club. There's a flag against Tennessee. They're going to decline it, obviously, because they want the ball back. I'm tired of them punting over and over again. Somebody score.
Go.
Here is a deep pass by Minnesota and incomplete.
Hike. Go! Strike.
Okay.
Strike. Strike.
Incomplete. Another punt is coming. This is the most boring game ever.
Go! Strike.
Oh, that's caught. Watch it be against Minnesota. No, it's against Tennessee. What's the call? Holding? Here's Minnesota sacked. End of the quarter. These two are struggling. Touchdown, Minnesota. Now it's a 1-point game. Doesn't get any closer than 1. Because Minnesota's offense might be a little bit better than Tennessee's offense. That's the only difference between these two teams. Other than that, they're both equally dog crap. Get it? Because, well, I guess it's the battle between cats and dogs. Because you got the Minnesota team versus the Bloodhounds, so... Third down again. Fourth down. Oh, that's a safety. What is the Pride doing? They just lost the lead to a safety, but against the Bloodhounds, dude. What in the world? This is why it's hard to be a Minnesota fan. Well, I'm not a Minnesota fan, but my team is pretty much almost just like them.
Go!
You know, this is a close game of bad teams.
Tonight. Go!
Here's Barrett. He's going to get sacked.
Tonight.
And here's Minnesota. I think they're in field goal range.
Strike. Strike.
Oh. They're chanting, "Let's go defense." This is the worst defense in the I've seen a bit. I thought they were actually good at first, but they fell apart. First and goal.
Hike. Strike.
Oh. It's fourth down somehow. Mediocre team in Minnesota. That's what makes them funny. They're going to kick a field goal from the inch-yard line. What are they doing? Just run the ball in. And they didn't even make it. They didn't even make a freaking field goal from the inch-yard line. That is the worst field goal I've ever seen. Minnesota, you deserve to be bantered. Oh. He just barely escaped the safety. I think there's going to be a safety here. How do you miss a field goal that close? Like, what? You got to be a whole nother level of bad to do that. I think Minnesota's got the worst kicker in the league. That's caught for a first down. Why is Minnesota called? Oh, because they still have the lead. Tennessee still has the lead. I forgot. I forgot. No field goal means no lead change. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. This is comedy at its finest. They're out of timeouts, guys. I think if they get the first down, this is game over. If they get a first down, this is game over. And I'm going to laugh so hard, dude. They're not getting it. They're not getting it. Minnesota will have one last chance to win the game. I just burn out that clock. Wait for the clock to run. That's exactly what they're doing right now. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. It's still ticking as the ball is in the air. 1 minute left in this game. They have 1 minute to score something. If they can do that, they can win the game. If they fail, I'm going to laugh so hard at this franchise. Minnesota's going to become a poverty franchise, I swear. Incomplete.
Hike.
Nope.
Go.
Nope. Oh man, here's the play that could decide their fate. Is Dom going to lose to the Tennessee Bloodhounds tonight?
Hike.
Oh, they got it, didn't they? Did they? No, they didn't. Oh my goodness. Dom just lost to the Tennessee Bloodhounds. How do you lose to them? You are freaking awful. Minnesota's freaking awful, dude. Y'all ain't going to the freaking playoffs. Y'all can't even beat Tennessee. What is up with this franchise? Dude, bro. I betcha if I tell somebody that Tennessee managed to beat Minnesota, no one would believe me. Well, they just did. Must feel good to win, Tennessee. Congratulations. I really congratulate the Tennessee Bloodhounds in winning tonight. I honestly didn't expect them to beat Minnesota. Because I didn't expect Minnesota to be so bad. And you want to know why they lost? Because of that freaking safety. That safety was the game-losing decision that Minnesota has made. They lost because of a safety. Let that sink in. How do you lose like that? That's one for the record books. Moving on to the next game, Calgary versus Winnipeg. Okay. Don't think Winnipeg has a stadium yet. No. Well, this is going to be the second game in Canada, right? I think we did one in Montreal. I don't remember. How many home games did we have in Canada so far? There was Toronto, Winnipeg. So yeah, this is the second one. This is the second Canadian home game of this preseason. This time it's in Winnipeg. So it's actually cloudy there. Well, it's actually partly cloudy, but I'm just going to make it cloudy. Because there's no partly cloudy option in Access Football. What's the wind speed? Oh, it's not high enough. Everyone's saying Calgary's going to win. Oh yeah, this is also one of those matchups where both teams are from Canada. So it's the Battle of the North. Am I in exhibition mode? Yes, I am. I'm in the wrong game mode. Whoopsies. Even I make mistakes, folks. I clicked exhibition instead of the normal mode that we were supposed to do. Ouch. I dropped my phone. That's not good. Well, my older phone. Okay, now it's AI versus AI, and it's not me playing as the Calgary Orioles. Alright, welcome to Winnipeg, Alberta, I think? No. Manitoba, I'm sorry. It was that Calgary's the one that's from Alberta. Alright, so it looks like the Calgary offense. This is Calgary's first game in franchise history. They're on the road for it, but there's already a sack. It kind of sucks that you can't see the top of the Calgary Orioles logo.
Go! Then hike.
Manning ain't going nowhere. Now, Calgary's one of the expansion teams that I added manually to the league. My question is Calgary going to be like the other two teams that have already won today? Because I don't know if you know about the other two expansion teams, both Toronto and even Ottawa won.
Hike.
Oh, wow. That's a good run from the Calgary Orioles. Looks like Calgary's getting ready to score their first TD. If Calgary wins this game, they'd be the third expansion team to get a win this week, which would make me quite concerned how strong they are, because that'd be surprising. And tomorrow, the last one plays, which is Edmonton, the Edmonton Ravens.
Go!
Ooh. It's third down. The defense is starting to step up to the plate.
Hike! Go!
Ooh. Calgary still has the ball here, so it seems like they're putting up a fight on the first quarter. They're going to hog the ball on the entire first quarter. Wide open pass, incomplete because of the defense.
Go!
We're going to go for a field goal here to take the score.
Sit hut! Hike!
Oh, that's a sack.
Sit hike! Sit hike!
So it looks like Calgary is just not scoring, and neither is Winnipeg.
Sit hut.
Oh, here's a pass. Why is it that Winnipeg can't, or no, why is it that no one can catch the ball? You would think that the game before this one was the worst. Think again. This one's even worse than Minnesota versus Tennessee. Is this the third game? Yeah, this is game 3 already. We would have been on game 4 if we arrived at a normal time, but no.
Hike. Sit hut. Sit hike. Sit hut.
Alright, it is. This is the most non-scoring game I've seen in a while. Because Calgary, I don't think they're ready for this league. Now, Ottawa, they may have won the game, but I don't know. But Calgary is different.
Sit hut. Hike. Sit hut. Sit hut.
First down, Calgary. Can Calgary score their first touchdown now?
Sit hike. Sit hut. Sit hut.
Gonzalez. Oh, first down. May the shorts be with you.
Sit hike.
Intercepted. Yep, right there. Winnipeg got the ball. What a catch. This is the most defensive game I've seen. And there's a leg injury on the field. He's gone for the game from Calgary, the offensive linebacker.
Go. Hike.
First down.
Hut hut. Hut hut.
A big reception by Garrett. Now it's going to be now Winnipeg's on the verge of scoring a touchdown. They began this drive in the opposite end zone, and now Winnipeg is about to score. Let's see if they can do it. And they do. Winnipeg Devil Cats score a touchdown. And they take the lead.
Sit hut.
Gonzalez throws.
Go. Sit hut. Hut. Go.
Oh, here's a pass incomplete.
Hut, hut. Sit hut.
All right, here's a kick, and there's touchback. Bad throw by Calgary again. Calgary's got to think of something, right?
Sit hut.
I mean, they could catch that. May the Schwartz be with you.
Go.
End of the half.
Strike.
There's a pass that could have been picked off. Gonzalez throw incomplete again. Here's Patterson. All right, Manning gets 2 yards. First down. That was a horrible punt. That was a really horrible punt. I mean, I guess the objective is to punt it badly, but that was a horrible punt. Look, there's got to be some form of player that actually knows what they're doing. No one out of these two teams. How did you not intercept that? No one in either of these two teams know what they're doing. They're both really bad. They're both worse than the Bloodhounds. I don't think either of these two are making the playoffs. I think Winnipeg is the worst team. No, Calgary's the worst team, but out of the original teams, Winnipeg's the worst. Because watching both of these two teams play has been an utter disappointment to the league. I mean, heck, their defenses are okay. That's partially part of the problem, but the other problem is their offense can't seem to catch the ball. There's a flag. That's swatted. It's against Winnipeg, though. Surely this game is not going to go into overtime, right? I mean, maybe it will if Calgary scores a touchdown, which they failed to score anything all game. I want to say if Winnipeg does win, then they technically earn the award of having the best defense of the week. Best offense of the week would go to Toronto for scoring 40. And there's your defense from Winnipeg that I'm just talked about. At least Winnipeg has a team that's at their level. I don't think they're going to win against anyone else. And Calgary's from the AFC, so... Well, they're from the AFC... What region are they from? I think they're from the AFC South. And I think Winnipeg is from the NFC North, so... They're not going to be playing each other this season because Winnipeg is playing their their other conference games in the AFC North this season, which means they're playing Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Toronto. All five of them are going to kill them, or all five of them are going to kill Winnipeg. I can tell you that. Just by seeing Winnipeg play. Touchdown? Not yet. I think Winnipeg might score a touchdown here. Oh, what? It's a loss of 12 on that. And Todd. I would like to see Winnipeg win, Well, or either team win, actually. What I would like to see Calgary win a game. I don't know if they will or not. I think next week. Who's Calgary playing next week? They can't even get a touchdown because the Calgary defense steps up to the plate again. They're going to get a field goal, though. So Calgary next week will be playing against Los Angeles, and they missed the field goal. Oh my gosh. 21-yarder. You two are the worst offenses I've ever seen. I don't even know if it's bad defending, or I don't even know if it's good defending anymore. I think it's just bad offense. Like, what am I watching here? Like, this team's offense is, like, rubbish. And so is Winnipeg's. It's 7-0. That's it. Every other team has scored at least 14 points in a game, except for maybe one other team. But Calgary has scored nothing because they missed a field goal. Winnipeg's missed a field goal. This game right here is even worse than Tennessee versus it's worse than Tennessee versus Minnesota. And that says a whole lot. There's been one touchdown in this entire game, and that was by Winnipeg. Well, we all know Winnipeg can't make a field goal from 19 yards, or neither team can. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that we have two bad Canadian teams at this bad of a level. Or at least there's 5 other Canadian teams to make up for it. I mean, you got Vancouver, Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, and depending on if Edmonton is good or not, we'll see. We will see tomorrow.
Tonight.
Like, this game is just predictable at this point. It's like Winnipeg gets the ball, they fail to score a touchdown, and then Calgary doesn't get any yards, and then they get the ball right back. It's like a repeat of the same thing over and over again. It's embarrassing. And it's 3rd down. I'm going to use Zach. What? Who would be at the front door at 1 a.m.? Oh, no, he's not going to get there. Oh, my gosh. Winnipeg, come on, man. You got to do better than that. You're going to be an embarrassment to the league if you don't. Or at least to Canada. And they freaking missed it. No, they got it. They actually got it this time, but they almost missed it again. Winnipeg is the king of missing field goals, guys. But they actually got one. So now I think Calgary's going to lose this game. And it's really just unfortunate. Calgary can't catch the ball. Well, mainly most of their plays are screen plays. These are the type of plays that bad teams in the past used to use. That's why most of them don't use it anymore. But this team still does, which is why they lose. And now Calgary is down by 10 points.
Go!
They're bad at the run game in general. Every time they run the ball, they get nothing. Unlike Toronto, if the Toronto Wizards' run game was amazing.
Go!
But Calgary's is awful. They're better off passing the ball, and even if then, they get defended.
Go!
It's like they just like it's like whoever plays Calgary this season is gonna get a free win. Basically. Like, what is that? Just end the game, dude. End the game. I don't want to watch this anymore.
Go!
Like, what is this defending by Calgary here? Alright, who could possibly be at the front door now? What is going on? Are they got friends over?
Tonight.
Because there's no way my siblings are... I mean, I could tolerate it at 1 a.m. and sleep fine. But my twin sister, she's probably getting annoyed at that thing. I don't know why we haven't announced... I think there should be a specific time window where it doesn't announce that someone's at the door. But at the same time, we need to know if someone's at the door in case if there's someone trying to rob us. Flag against Winnipeg. I mean, that's exactly what Calgary needed.
Go!
Oh, they're going deep. Oh, they got the ball. That's a touchback as well. That's a crucial interception by Calgary. They're going to need it if they want to start to get that ball down the field. And see, I like Calgary's defense when they actually defend. And same with Winnipeg's, but their offense is just horrible. Like they can intercept footballs and make very good defending plays, but they can't seem to score on offense. Now that pass was perfect though. 15 yards and then immediately steps out of bounds. That's what you want to do in this scenario. Because it's like a free timeout. Okay. that one was personal. Now that one was personal. This is their quarterback is terrible. And the Winnipeg defense managed to capitalize on it again. Think if Calgary can see if Calgary doesn't get this first, or if Winnipeg gets the first down here, which they don't, because the offense for both of these teams aren't good. But if Winnipeg gets the first down, this game is over. And that's it. Winnipeg wins. Final score 0-10. It's it's actually the first shutout in the UAFL this week. Took 4 days for that to happen, but now, even though the Devil Cats did win, I still don't feel confident that they're going to do anything in the league. Because they've played against Calgary. Let's be realistic. Calgary is one of the worst teams this season. If you you can just tell by watching them play. All right, so Calgary will be playing Los Angeles next week. LA did lose last week, by the way, but they lost a close game. As for Winnipeg, gotta figure out who they play. Winnipeg is playing Ottawa next week. So Winnipeg is playing another expansion team in the second week of the preseason. All right, last game of the night is between two hated teams, technically, if you go by their NFL teams. First is the Dallas Stampede, representing the Dallas Cowboys. And the second is the Kansas City Wranglers, representing the Kansas City Chiefs. The two most hated teams in the league. The Chiefs, and you got the most hated AFC team versus the most hated NFC team. We'll call this the hate bowl because no one likes these teams. But I don't know. I can't say Kansas City should be better because we got Dallas. For Dallas, the fan base is just interestingly bad in the NFL because they all believe they're America's team. But then you got the Chiefs. And they always just do whatever. I gotta check the weather in Kansas City, Missouri. It's 45 degrees outside now where I live. All right, it is rain. All right, so we're going to set it to rain. This is going to be the third rainy game of the week. What's the wind speed? 7? So no wind. We haven't had any high wind games yet. I'm excited to do one, but no high wind exists. Everyone's predicting that the Wranglers are going to win. Now, I think this is the first game of the AFC West versus NFC East series. And, of course, the first one is going to be raining. And here you go. Here's the kickoff of the final game of the night. This one, it's actually 1:45 right now. So this is actually going to end 15 minutes before it's supposed to end. Maybe even sooner if we're lucky. Because I did start the first match at around like 11 o'clock tonight. It was supposed to start at 10, but there was a 1 hour delay because we were busy. We had 60 people today at work. But that's okay. We still have Friday night football, which is so far the most popular day to watch football of the week. We got one more day of football this week, tomorrow, before we go back to streaming Minecraft for 2 days as our special streams. Now for Dallas, I want to say if Dallas is bad, then the NFC East is the worst division in the league. Because Dallas is supposed to be the strongest team in that division. That's why they're matched up against the Kansas City Wranglers, who is the strongest in the AFC West, sadly. Now, for those of you who are looking to watch tomorrow, which is primetime football, that is Saturday night football, we got Denver versus New York. I'm kind of glad New York is on Saturday because that's the most popular city in our country. But it's not the most popular team. The most popular team is Dallas. Even though half of the fan base just is crazy. We got Montreal versus Nebraska tomorrow as well.
Go.
And the biggest Nebraska Thunder fan is Real Gouda Games. I didn't even know they put... I hope that game goes well. And then we have the Las Vegas Outlaws versus the Philadelphia Express. And of course, finally, we got the Washington Senators versus the Edmonton Ravens.
Strike. Go. Strike.
Touchdown. Kansas City. Wranglers have the lead pretty early. You know, we used to not hate the Kansas City Wranglers until the Kansas City Chiefs became really good and ruined it for us. You know, I think the NFL divisions map makes no sense. You have a team like Kansas City who's in the state of Missouri, which is in the central part of the country, matched in a division where you got teams in Colorado, you got a team in Las Vegas, in Nevada, and then you got another team in California. Like, bro's got to bro's got to fly several thousand miles just to get to a rival game.
Go!
To be honest with you, the Wranglers should be, or the Kansas City Chiefs should be in the South, and the Texans should be in the West. Because they're the closest team that I could find that deserves to be there.
Hike!
What the?
Hike!
Oh! Intercepted by the Dallas defense. Insane play there.
Go!
And just like that, Dallas managed to steal the ball again.
Hike!
I think I know why the last game ended so early. Or so late, right? Or no, early. Because the third game between Winnipeg and Calgary was so defensive-like that there was no stopping. The play stoppage time was so short. And that's why that game was so short, because neither team could score anything, so the clock would just continue to run for forever. Right? No, that didn't make sense, because most of them are incomplete passes. I don't know. I feel like that Detroit game was a little short. I mean, it's football. Football has a variable of being a different length. Field goal is good by Dallas, something that Winnipeg and Calgary struggle on. Apparently, so does Wenger at close range, only close range, because he can make a 63-yarder, but for some reason he misses a 19-yard. That 19 yards would have made a difference in the game for that week if we made it. Deep pass. There's a flag against Kansas City. Guys in the stands. Flag. That's against Kansas City again.
Then hike.
Dang, they haven't even released this. I had no idea that Access Football wasn't released on Nintendo Switch yet. Which hopefully it will get released soon. I can only imagine the Switch could be crashing with the game, because we all know how rubbish the technology of the Switch can be.
Then hike. Then hike.
Looks like the SCFSL. The SCFSL is still going on. That's the Player Manager League.
Then hike.
There's so many sim leagues nowadays.
Go!
Oh, there's an actual coach versus coach league now? So it's gone beyond sim leagues.
Hike.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the MAFL. That league died very quickly. I was hoping it would run well because it was on the newer version of Access, but he just gave up on it. Then you have the XAFL, that's my friend's league. And now you have the UAFL. This league is completely on both YouTube and Twitch. You can find the highlights every week.
Go! Go!
I should probably list this stream as... Oh, I already did. I thought I forgot to label this stream as Access Football 26.
Sit hut. Hut.
What is the... Okay, so there's a league called the NAGA. That's another Access league. North American Gridiron Association. Why do they use the Houston Bombers logo in it?
Hike. Sit hut.
14-10.
Hike. Hike. Go.
What is this sort of AI quick stuff? Oh my days, that's picked. Oh my. Why is he running? Why was he running to the left? At least he wasn't running the wrong way, like the Minnesota Vikings did. But what was that, mate?
Then hike.
The Wranglers are about to score again.
Hike. Then hike. Then hike.
It is now 21-10 in the second quarter as Kansas City scores again against Dallas, as the NFC East is no match for the AFC West, at least in Access 26. Who knows what Access 27 will be like, or 28 if they decide to go 2 years again.
Go.
That's dropped.
Then hike.
Kansas City again, dude. I don't believe it.
Then hike. Then hike. Hike.
Second and 3. What? Why was the SCFSL, why do they still use Access 23? Bro, that game is old. Or at least not, I mean, it's like 3 years old now. Okay, they recently upgraded to Access 26,
Hike!
but for some reason, they've been using 23 for forever. I don't know if it's because they didn't like the progression that 24 made, but they've been using 23 for 3 years, maybe. I mean, if you search the UAFL, my league does pop up. Might need to change the title then.
Go!
Somebody tried to make a sim league. Someone tried to make a sim league in Roblox called the UAFL, called the Ultimate American Football League. Well, that didn't last long. This is the 4th day of this league. Well, of its rebirth. It's been rebirthed twice. I want to go to my channel and edit the rest of the streams. Holy frick.
Sit hut!
Was there any tags in yesterday's stream? Maybe never mind.
Go! Sit hike!
I'm gonna quickly edit this. I just learned that Thursday Night Football from last night got a total of 118 views. That is more views than any of the live streams I've done this month. How is that possible? I'm glad that you guys like the Ultimate Access Football League. Which of the 8 teams did everybody watch during that day? It sounds like we're going to have a good season.
Tonight.
I didn't think the UAFL would blow up. Yeah, Thursday night football really worked. I'm guessing that's because everybody was in the mood for football, because Thursday night football is technically the same day that the Steelers and the Browns play.
Tonight.
And it's an honor getting 118 views in a Access Football Sim League. Have we beat the CF? What was that league called again? Have we beaten one of the super casual football sim leagues recent videos? Oh yeah, we did.
Go.
Yeah, this is why it's better to stream it than it is to actually make videos on it. Because their videos get literally... There are videos they have that have no views. Their streams, though, get about maybe 40. On average.
Tonight.
Yeah, Friday night football... Well, it's technically Saturday now, but Friday night football is peak. Or no, Thursday night football is technically peak, but Friday, I don't know. And then we, of course, got Saturday night football. Starts at 10 p.m. tomorrow, if we're lucky enough.
Hike. Go. Hike.
Here's Schneider. He's gonna get 8 yards. I honestly think that the staying up the extra hour isn't the best idea, but we kind of have to tonight. I mean, I'm not super tired like I was during day 2 of the UAFL. Well, that's because I have the light on full blast this time. And the temperature is lower. Lower the temperature, the easier or the harder it is for me to sleep. But it's not impossible.
Sit hut.
So this game is starting to become getting out of hand, though. It's 31-10. It's a 21-point lead for the Wranglers. I think the entirety of the NFC East is just not ready for this season. I mean, name a time when they ever were. I don't remember them ever having a good division. but one of these teams has to make the playoffs. That's the part that makes it a little weird. That's why I'm only giving one slot or one playoff spot per division instead of two. Because I was making a decision. I was trying to make a decision on the number of teams that should make the playoffs by winning divisions and stuff. Because if we were to do two per division, there would be eight teams making the playoffs through the division, and then two wild cards. But I think the one format is better, meaning one team per division makes the playoffs as a top 4 seed, and then you have the 6 wild card teams, with the top 6 seeds getting a first round bye. And they would just head straight to round 2. And the way the season goes is that for this season at least, there are 12 weeks, because I want this season to be 3 months long, because that's just how I want to do it. You will play. Each team will play, I think, 6 games. Alright, I'll try to figure out if we can do 6 at home and 6 on the road. Hopefully we can. Oh, I did put the UAFL on this phone. Now, I think there's going to be some teams that will have more home games than others. I'm guessing that's just how the schedule works.
Go! How the season works is that there's going to be 12 weeks in the regular season, with week 1 starting on Saturday, November 1st for Saturday Night Football. I'm going to purposely schedule the better teams to play on Saturdays, since that's like the peak football day. Technically Thursdays are too, but Thursdays are going to be for like 3rd level teams or just other matches that fit there. I haven't released the week 1 schedule yet. I'm not going to release the week 1 schedule until the 2nd week of the preseason starts, so that we can get so that everyone can get a feel on what's going to happen in the regular season. Now, there's going to be 12 weeks. Now, each team, there's going to be, in each, how the league works is that there's going to be 2 conferences, the AFC and the NFC. Now, if you are a NFL fan, you should know what conference you're in already. But if you're one of the expansion teams, then you're probably going to want to take a look at the teams list on our on the Discord in the UAFL, links in the description, to find out where your team is located, especially if you are Calgary or Winnipeg, because I know Calgary is in a Calgary's in the AFC in the AFC South, and Winnipeg is in the NFC North. Yeah, I know. I put a Canadian team in the South, but I mean, in all seriousness, though, I only did that because, where else can I put the Canadian team? If we add a bunch of Canadian teams, they're obviously going to have to put someone in the South. Now, how the season works is there's also 4 divisions per conference. The South, North, East, and West of that respective conference. The best team from each division will automatically make the playoffs. So each for example, if you take the AFC, all 4 divisions will have 1 winner. Then there will be 6 wild cards as well, totaling it to 10 teams per conference that will make the playoffs. And we will use reseeding rules as well. Now, how your schedule goes for the regular season, well, this is quite interesting to follow as well. There are 3 types of weeks. You either have division weeks, which means it's primarily focused on playing teams inside your division, which there are 5 of them. Oh, what just happened? I think we had a shutdown in the middle of a game. That's not good. I wasn't done. There was a technical failure with our console, guys. Okay. The game is back because I have a Series X, so we can have what's called quick resume, but I'm gonna go look into that right now, figure out what happened. The game's paused. I'm gonna have to close and reopen this app though. Okay, I think everything's fine, guys. That wasn't too big of a deal. Because with the whole feature that the Xbox has, we have the ability to use quick resume, which basically saves your game in an online state, so that in like a kind of like the cloud. So, and since this is a Xbox One level football game, it technically means that I could store up to 5 of these. So I could just have the 5 different versions of Access Football all saved in the cloud at the same time. We could resume each game whenever we wanted to. But obviously I don't need to do that because we're not going to be using any other Access Football version other than the 26 version. Anyways, as I was saying, there's 3 types of weeks. You got division weeks. There are there should be 5 of them. Now, again, even though they are primarily focused on divisions, there are going to be a couple of matches where you are not playing your division rival. Instead, you'll be playing a team that is outside of your conference because each division has 5 teams in it. Your team will be playing 4 of them because, of course, you're going to be in one division with the same teams in it. So that 5th week, you'll actually have to play against a team from the opposite conference. And this season, let's take for an example the AFC North. They will be playing the NFC North this season. So they will be playing a game against an NFC North team that day. So basically, one team per division is going to have to play a game that is outside of their division. I will have to determine who that is, but yeah. Next is the next type of game is the second most common type, and that is the opposite conference type game, which you get 4 of those. You get 4 of those weeks. Those weeks primarily focus on playing teams outside your conference, that being weeks 3, 6, 8, and 11. And then finally we have what's called inside conference weeks, which there's only 3 of them. And the reason there's only 3 of them is because it's really just filler. Those conference weeks, you're playing teams that are inside your conference but are not in your division. These matches will be match makes. So depending on your previous season's performance will determine who you play in those weeks. But for this season, we're just going to be using the base Access Football team strength levels, which I calculated using the letter grade system that Access implanted into their game. So now there is going to be a little bit of once the preseason ends, I do need to figure out or maybe before that, I do need to figure out when I'm going to be able to release the full schedule, because or at least prepare the full schedule, because I do need to think about who's supposed to play who in which week so that it doesn't interfere with other matches. And it looks like Kansas City's going to kneel it out here, marking an end to a dominant game by the Kansas City Wranglers. Dallas got smoked here tonight. I'm just going to update this scoreboard right here. right, so the final score is going to be Dallas getting 17 and Kansas City getting 34. That is such a high score level. It's insane. Well, that is going to be it for this week's edition, or not this week, but we're not done yet. We got one more day tomorrow before week 1 of the preseason's over. Now, if you've played first, if you were the first game of, or if you were one of the first few AFC teams to play in preseason week 1, you will be one of the last in preseason week 2, so just keep that in mind. Because we got to let other teams take on Saturday and Friday night footballs. So I want to thank everyone for watching this live stream. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys